Welcome into Just an Average Football Podcast, where every week is football week. Casey, I'm rolling with the dark room vibe again. Went back and forth, like lights on, lights off. I can't really find what I want. I realize it's a podcast. I don't know if people listen to us more or watch us more. Probably watch us more. I don't know. I don't know what I like more. I don't know. But I like the dark room vibe. Just because, I got the light here, kind of set it on me. When the lights are on, though, it's also kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah. Do I go dark with you?
Well, see, the light there for you, though, it really gets the glow on that sunburn you got. So.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. I'm going to get made fun of so much this week at camp for that.
All the off-season sports are starting up. We start football. We had a week off, and then we start football, so that's going to be kind of nice. But, we're doing this podcast on a Monday. Usually we post on a Monday. I had the stomach flu yesterday, so wasn't really feeling up for doing a podcast. I was up from like 2 a.m. I slept all day, pretty much all day. Woke up at like 5:30 in the evening. Messaged you about doing the podcast. You said you didn't have notes. I'm like, I'll give you 24 hours, get your notes down. Messaged you again here 24 hours later. Still didn't have your notes.
Building the deck all day today.
Yeah, it's true. You were building the deck, so it is what it is. But just speaking of the podcast, jumping on into the topics for today, just a lot of off-season stuff. We've talked about kind of impact players, but I want to kind of dive into like our three biggest impact signings or impact players signed to teams that we think are going to make the biggest difference here in this offseason. And then what I'm looking really forward to, and the meat and potatoes of this podcast, is NFL what-ifs. So a lot of what-ifs that could have happened. How does it shape things? There's any domino effects that come along with that. And then we got to end with the draft. We're doing a breakout players draft here for segment 3. So those of you guys watching, those of you guys listening, don't go anywhere. It's going to be a packed podcast today. So without further ado, Casey, I say we go ahead and hop into the first segment because I really don't know how long segment 2 is going to take. First segment shouldn't be too bad at all. But I do want to talk about a few of these. We've touched on them a little bit, just some impact players that we think is going to have the biggest impact on their teams they were signed to or traded to this year. So I'm intrigued to see what players you had on yours, or really what teams you think made the. I mean, we've talked about teams that have won, but I'm just intrigued to see which way you went with this.
So you want me to say my 3, or do you want me to just do one? You do one. How are we doing this?
Yeah, you go ahead and start with one. We'll go back and forth here. I wonder if we have some of the same ones here.
So I really liked what the Panthers did with their defense, and I loved this player. Almost got a jersey of him. I think Jalen Phillips changes that defense tremendously. You see what he did and helped beef up the Eagles' defense that was kind of struggling there, kind of mid-season when they traded for Phillips. They traded for him because they thought they were going to maybe make a playoff push.
Yeah.
So and he went in. Oh shoot! What do you have? I think he had 20-something. He had 53 combined tackles and 29 solos. But I would say that over half of those came from when he went to Philly, because I think he was hurt for a couple of the weeks when he was with Miami. I think he wasn't very healthy until he got with Philly, and then he was pretty much healthy the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at his regular season stats here.
Yeah, so last year he had 53 combined tackles, which were 29 solos. He had 5 sacks and 1 forced fumble. And he generated 73 total pressures, including 11 quarterback hits and 57 hurries, which is pretty good for a guy who didn't play every single snap.
And for being injured the year before.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's ready to prove himself even more. He's a great player, young. Just got to stay away from the injury bug. But I think that is one. But that's probably my biggest. I think I loved that pickup for the Panthers. We just can't. We couldn't afford it to keep him. Yeah. Let's go with Jalen.
Yeah, and to kind of dial in just a little more on this first segment here is players we think could change a franchise, and I definitely think that he's one of those players that could change that franchise 100%. For sure. And really, him and Devin Lloyd both combined.
You could pick either one of those two.
I mean, both of them combined.
I just said both, I guess.
They are on my list as well, so I'm not going to touch too much on them. But they definitely did bolster the defense. We've kind of talked about that a ton, but we have talked about this a little bit. We've talked about the signing. We really haven't talked about the impact that it could have on the franchise. And people are kind of both ways on this. I'm going to go with the LA Rams. We're going to go Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson being signed. Like just a secondary overhaul there for the Rams. Huge extension for Trent McDuffie, one of the top corners in the NFL. Probably not top 10, maybe top 10, fringe top 10 guy. But then you bring over Jalen Watson, and it's like, oh, okay, just another guy. But the chemistry they already had coming over from Kansas City, I think you putting them both on the same team again and addressing a clear weakness that the Rams had, I definitely think this could not only change the franchise or have franchise, impact on the franchise, but I think that, these guys are what they need to make that Super Bowl push that they probably should have had last year. The Seahawks, just the better team in that division, but I really think that they could come together and be what that team needs. And I know a lot of people not happy with the Ty Simpson draft pick. They just extended Matt Stafford for 2 more years. If Ty Simpson pans out, though, watch out for the Rams. I think they're going to be a force for the next few years, especially with Sean McVay at the helm. So. LA Rams, Trent McDuffie, and Jalen Watson combined, I think they could definitely go in there and change that franchise. So that's mine there.
Okay. I think I'm going to keep on the defense train here, and I'm going Trey Hendrickson.
That metal straw I got here.
Yeah. I can't do metal straw, dude. That hurts my teeth.
Yeah.
Even thinking about that. Oh, man.
Off the rope right there. Make me friend. Yeah. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
But I'm going Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, okay.
For the Ravens, they signed him for less than what they signed Max. We're going to sign Max Crosby for. If he stay he's the same guy, same way. If he stays away from the injury bug, I think he's going to be probably one of the best defensive linemen in the league. I think he's an absolute stud. He just really didn't shine a whole bunch with Cincinnati because their team's so bad. Their defense was so bad, but he still put up really good numbers. Yeah, but I think that him going over to that defense that just got a whole team pretty much that's getting kind of a breath of fresh air and just something new and
with Mentor, which we talked about. Yeah,
and I just really if he clicks, I think it's going to be a phenomenal pick.
Yeah, and there's a lot of knocks on him too, saying he's not a good run defender and stuff like that. Whatever. Like you said, he's coming from a place where he was the defense, so maybe he gets some defensive tackles over there at the Ravens. It kind of helps free him up a little bit more to get some more tackles. His block shedding was a little rough, but like I said, you're playing on a team that's just. I think he's going to play up to the competition on his team. Like I said, when you're the best player, you really don't have anybody to compare yourself to, and he's going to go to the Ravens where there is a lot of talent there. It just wasn't utilized very well last year. So I think you're going to see definitely an uptick in the Ravens defense. I hate to do this. I really do. But him not being there and being there is massive. And I think we might get a little bit of hate for not bringing this person up. I got to say Aaron Rodgers here. I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan by any means. But when you go into the season with the likes of Mason Rudolph or, a second-year guy, what do they get? Drew Aller as well, rookie from Penn State. You're not really thinking playoffs for the Steelers. And then you bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers, and he does change the franchise. He went there last year, was a field goal kick. Went to the play. It was a field goal. I'm sorry. Yeah, they were in the playoffs. Yeah, in the playoffs. Field goal kick away from almost not being in the playoffs, but still in the playoffs. And him knowing like this is his last year, I think he's going to let it all out on the line. He got another receiver over there, new head coach, someone he's familiar with. I really don't like saying it. I really don't, because I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan. But when it comes to players that could change a franchise, yes, I think if Aaron Rodgers is not there, it's a completely different team. So give me Aaron Rodgers here. Let me know in the comments. All the hate, it's fine. I don't care, but I gotta have him on here. So give me Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. My last one. I'm actually going to rookie here.
Oh, okay.
I'm staying on the defense train. And I'm still a little salty about it, so I don't know if I'm gonna.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. I really hope. I don't wish anything bad upon him, but I really hope that he doesn't do as good as I think he's gonna do, because that's just gonna make me so much more mad about the pick that we went with instead.
Yeah.
And that is Caleb Banks. Like he is, or Caleb Downs, not Banks.
See, we're doing it. We're doing it again.
Caleb Downs. Wow.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs. We talked about it in the podcast right before the draft, and I said if we were to have the 12th pick and we were to get Caleb Downs, I would buy a jersey that ASAP, because he's going to change the franchise on that side of the football.
Yeah.
And he is going to do that for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be that dude. He is that good, in my opinion. I hope he is that good, because I really enjoyed watching him play in college, and I really thought that I don't know how we trade back one and go for a lineman, an offensive lineman, over some guy who can literally change your franchise, when that's the part of the game that really struggling with. So I don't know. I just think that he is going to absolutely kill it over there in Dallas, and he's going to look good wearing the.
Yeah, he will.
He's going to look good wearing that, and
he's going to look good wearing that rating on his helmet out of 5.
And yeah. but he just I just think he's going to be phenomenal. I don't know.
I agree. And like I said, changing a franchise, he's going to change that defense. As a rookie, he will change that defense. Like we said, coming out of the draft, probably the best football player in the draft.
I don't know how he went that
It's
low.
just like watching Derwin James fall a few years back. It's like watching Marshawn Lattimore fall, so many years back. But I guess Derwin James was more than a few years. But, it happens. You see corners and safeties, it seems like they fall every so often, like Pat Surtain. I mean, I'm not going to say he fell, but I'm not complaining about it. J.C. Horn went before he did. You could even, looking back on it now, you could even say that Micah Parsons fell a little bit. But no, I like that a lot. I think he's going to go in there and definitely transform that whole entire secondary. I think we talk about players coming in and, other players wanting to play up to that level. So I think he's going to bring the best out of everybody else in that secondary as well. Can't get out of this first segment here without giving my Broncos just any kind of love. I've got to, with Sean Payton and getting a player coming over. And I'm sorry I bring this up to you. I also like to see the look on your face. Jalen Waddle. I'm not going to say he's a franchise.
No, but he is.
You know what? Yeah, I am. I am. I'm going to say he's a franchise changer. We have Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, because he's going to be that guy that is going. He is that guy that is good enough to take you to the promised land.
Yeah, and we had Courtland Sutton and.
In my opinion, I'm sure probably going to get
a
bunch of hate for that, maybe. But he was that good when Tyreek Hill was down.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. We'll see. Do I think he has his career best this year? Possibly. Do I think he has career highs? Possibly. But him and Courtland Sutton. We've got Troy Franklin, we've got Marvin Mims, we've got Pat Bryant, who I really like. We've got all these wide receivers, but now we have a guy that's a proven number 1 receiver paired with another guy that's been a proven number 1 receiver. You've got 1A, 1B right now, and you've still got the abundance of other talented guys we've got underneath them. We still got Troy Franklin. We didn't lose anybody, so I feel like he's going to come in and definitely give
basically nothing.
Yeah, we gave up a fourth and a third and a first, so we gave up a little bit. It was 4th round swap, but I think that it was like we said. I don't think you're getting anybody in the draft that's as good as Jalen Waddle right now. So he's definitely gonna be nice to have, and I am really intrigued. I'll sit here and hopefully in January or February or whatever, I'm not sitting here like, dang, he didn't do anything for us. But hopefully that's not the case. So I hope he. Bo Nix gets healed up. They can throw together. They get the timing down. and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to the season this year. But those are our franchise changing players possibly here for this next upcoming year. If you've got any players you think they're going to have a huge impact on a franchise, let us know in the comments. I'm intrigued to see what your answers are. Moving on to segment 2 here, and the one that I've been looking forward to the most is the what if segment. So these are what ifs. I think these range back from probably the later 2000s. We've got 10 of them here we're going to kind of discuss. Really just a discussion thing. So we're not really going to have, if we have input on it, we can definitely have input, but really I want to know what the listeners think too. If there's any other domino effects you can see from some of these historical what ifs, let us know for sure. So let's go ahead and start here, and I'll kind of keep track of the time. Might not get through all 10 of them, so if we don't get through all 10 of them, we'll post the other ones in the comments section. You guys can look over those, but first one here, and this is an easy one. We're just going to kick it off with an easy one here. What if the Seattle Seahawks handed off to Marshawn Lynch on the goal line in the Super Bowl instead of the interception?
They win it.
They win it, but I think there's
Malcolm
more.
Butler doesn't get the MVP.
I don't think he got MVP that game, did he?
Malcolm Butler got it for getting the interception at the end of the game. Yes.
Okay, all right.
And then he got cut the next season.
Yeah, I think obviously the biggest domino effect there is, Pete. Well, first of all, the Seattle Seahawks win the game. They get their second back-to-back Super Bowl because they'd won the year previous against the Broncos. I hate bringing that up. But then, Pete Carroll doesn't get criticized. Is there any conflict between Pete Carroll and the players? The trust with Marshawn Lynch and Pete Carroll. The defense, does it stay together? I mean, after that, you see the defense, the Legion of Boom, start to kind of lose a little bit of confidence in one another, start to disband. There's a whole Earl Thomas thing where he wants to go to the Cowboys. So there's a lot of things that kind of play into that. And I feel like, you might see the dynasty go on just a little bit longer. The next year, the next year after that is the Broncos and the Panthers.
And it's not technically considered a dynasty because they didn't win again.
No, yeah. So but if they do win two,
then they are a dynasty.
You start to consider a dynasty with Russell Wilson. There, Russell Wilson, the most winningest quarterback in his first 10 years playing. Obviously, a huge drop off when he went to the Broncos. Don't really want to talk about that, but
he's a system quarterback.
And then you have Tom Brady with one less ring. You have Tom Brady with one less ring. And we're going to kind of get into some more of these because there's a lot of these where Tom Brady, instead of what does he have, 7 rings right now? Instead of the 7 rings he has, he might only, which still 5 is incredible, but, there's a lot of things that definitely the domino effect, a lot of things that go into this. There's Lynch's Hall of Fame case. He gets another Super Bowl. There's a lot of things that definitely go into this, but I think like I said, I think the biggest thing is you don't get the criticism from towards Pete Carroll. You get the Legion of Boom kind of sticks together. They gain more confidence going on to the next season. Do they take down the Panthers and go to a third straight Super Bowl? And then do they play the Broncos? Is it a different outcome because the next year it's the Panthers Broncos in the Super Bowl? Obviously, we know how that played out, but I don't know. It's a very interesting one. It's a nice one to kick off the what-if section here. I'm sure we could dive a lot deeper into a lot of these too, but for time's sake, we're going to kind of touch on these briefly. But each one of these that we touch on, guys, if there's any other domino effects that you want to throw in here, please do so in the comment section because these are just fun conversations to have, and we love having conversations in the comments as well. Here's another one. Speaking of Tom Brady, what if Tom Brady was never drafted by the Patriots and fell to a completely different team? So reminder, 199th pick, 6th round. Only went in after Drew. He got put in a really good situation. He gets with Belichick. Bledsoe gets hurt. He goes in, and then it's, the rest is history.
I don't think so. Here's what because I've watched, the Tom Brady documentary and all that, and I don't think. So I think that Drew Bledsoe gets hurt.
Yep.
I think they lose. And the next, I think they're fine. I think Drew Bledsoe was a phenomenal quarterback. I think that he would have been just fine after coming back from his injury because he left and was still fine when he left.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't obviously winning Super Bowls, but they would have continued to win Super Bowls. Maybe not as they wouldn't have won the one that year, but they would have won at least a couple more. I think that he would have definitely solidified. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Drew Bledsoe?
No.
He would have
won't
definitely
be.
solidified a Hall of Fame career if he would have
Yeah.
stayed with the Patriots and Tom Brady wouldn't have went there. I think Tom Brady would have went somewhere else and maybe thrived. I'm sure he would have. He's Tom Brady. Played great. Proved that he can win somewhere else. So, I mean, he would have been fine, but he wouldn't have 7 rings.
No, I don't think so either. And this is such an interesting what if because it could go both ways. You never really would find out who's a product of who. Is Belichick a product of Brady? Is Brady a product of Belichick? We would never know. It would basically go down to, does Brady get a shot somewhere else? Does he go and win as many Super Bowls? With his football IQ that he has and his work ethic, the scheme fit with Belichick, it's so hard to tell. That's the biggest what if. Does Belichick go on and do they went to the Patriots? There's no Patriots dynasty. I don't think there's any Patriots dynasty. I think you see the Colts and Manning and the Steelers and Roethlisberger dominate the 2000s there. You're going to see Eli Manning as well. The teams that were already on that trajectory to win Super Bowls in those 2000 2010 era, I think they still do. I don't know if Brady gets another. I mean, is his shot as early as what it was with the Patriots? I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, scheme fit is everything. I mean, we talk about this all the time with like if Bo Nix goes somewhere else, if it's not with Sean Payton, is he as good? Is Caleb Williams as good? Is Patrick Mahomes as good without Andy Reid? These are, and we're gonna kind of get into that a little bit too, but these are all what ifs that it'd be kind of crazy to see it in alternate, reality. But I think, to keep it simple, I think you still see the Patriots win a couple Super Bowls. I still think you see Tom Brady win a couple Super Bowls with a different team. I just don't think you don't have the dynasty, obviously, and I don't think it's as many. You might see 2 rings, maybe 3 rings for the Patriots, and maybe 2-3 rings for Brady. And that might not be a piece; it might be one or the other. So it would also be really interesting to see how Bledsoe's career would continue on, like you said too.
I think he has a Hall of Fame, easily a Hall of Fame career, especially if they win 2 or 3 more rings.
Yeah,
I think that would be 4 for him. Does he have one? Does he have one? Does he have one with the Patriots?
Well, with Brady, yeah. With Brady,
so technically
he wouldn't have had a single one.
They wouldn't have had a single one. So if without Brady, oh man, I think that if he wouldn't have got,
he has 1 Super Bowl ring here as a backup to Tom Brady.
It's crazy how he earned that as a backup, and they were just an amazing football team before that. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
They were on the rise. They were. They
were going to win that. They were going to win it all with Drew Bledsoe or
there's a
Tom Brady.
Very, very real chance. And like I said, what if? Biggest what if. Staying on the line here of quarterbacks, what if the Colts drafted Ryan Leaf number 1 overall in 1998 and the Chargers took Peyton Manning?
Would Peyton Manning have been the next Phillip Rivers?
He would have been better for sure.
Do you think they would have? You think you would have stayed there? But this is mainly for you, man, because it's like you know way more about Peyton Manning here than
I was going to let you give your 2 cents on that. And
I think that he wouldn't. How many Super Bowls do you have? 2, 3.
Manning's got 2. Ryan Leaf fizzled out after not long. He was not in the NFL for long.
I don't know, man, because that's a domino effect. Because if Peyton Manning would have went to the Chargers, then Phillip Rivers, who was a gunslinger, would have went somewhere else, and it would have been. I don't know, dude. I think Peyton Manning maybe would have given the Chargers a Super Bowl. Maybe. I don't know.
So here's the thing I'm kind of thinking of.
Because the Colts had a really good team when they won the Super Bowl. Really good offense.
Yes, but they didn't win it until like 2006, 2007. So It was almost 10. Peyton Manning was in the league for almost 10 years before he won his first Super Bowl. So, if the Colts, obviously, I don't think the Colts, like I said, they had some good weapons there, but like I said, it took Manning almost 10 years to win his first Super Bowl with the Colts. I think if he goes to the Chargers, I think the Chargers, I'm not going to say a better fit for him, but does he still get LaDainian Tomlinson? Do they still draft LaDainian Tomlinson? And he has just a crazy good running. I mean, he had a good running game with the Colts as well. But with Manning, did they build around him sooner? Do they have? I think Chargers become an instant contender with Manning. Do they win a Super Bowl quicker? Because currently they still don't have a Super Bowl, but do they win a Super Bowl quicker than the Colts did?
I think they win. I think they win with them. I just don't know how many. I mean,
I would really have to dive into those early 2000s teams.
Because he had Antonio Gates. He would have Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates, when was he drafted, though? Or when was he? You see, it all depends, though, because...
was he drafted before or after? He was in the league for a long time.
After, I'm pretty sure. He went undrafted 2003. Sorry, undrafted in 2003. So a lot of the players they gained, and I think I knew that. A lot of the players the Chargers gained was after the time frame of the selection there of Ryan Leaf. So, like I said, Ryan Leaf, his attitude issues, his immaturity, and the poor basically just wasn't a good football player, just led to disaster for the Chargers. They don't have to deal with that, I think. They won't have to deal with that at all. They get Manning. They probably, like I said, I think they reach the mountaintop faster than the Colts did. Like I said, the Colts took so many years.
Do you think they're just a better franchise then? Is that what you're thinking?
The Chargers? It's what if? What if? I don't know, because are the Colts as good of a franchise if they don't get Manning? I don't know. I really don't know, but
I don't think they win the Super Bowl.
The Colts, no, I don't think so either. But it's tough. I mean, AFC South and AFC West. I think you look at it during that time.
Just imagine here, Peyton Manning playing in great weather 90% of the time.
Yeah.
He's never played in great weather in his whole career.
60% of the time.
But he never played in a fantastic weather all the time. He always played in crap weather.
Tennessee, going from like Tennessee to San Diego. Man, I would hate to see that as a Broncos fan because everything worked out to where he became a Bronco. Never would have went to the Broncos. So like that's the ripple effect it causes. Never goes to the Broncos. Oh my goodness, never goes to the Broncos. Let's go ahead. Okay, so we talked about this.
Jake would never have been a Bronco fan.
So we're gonna go from this what if, and we're actually we're gonna go from this what
Jake
if.
would have been a poor Bears fan.
Absolutely not. Okay, so we're going to go from what if the Colts drafted Ryan Leaf instead of Peyton Manning. Obviously, Peyton Manning probably goes to the Chargers, probably stays with the Chargers. Maybe he doesn't get the neck injury. Things change a lot. The Broncos don't sign Manning in the offseason. Okay. The Broncos, so, I realize this is a year off, but I want to go down to this domino effect here because this plays really well off of what we just talked about. And it's what if Von Miller goes number 1 overall to the Carolina Panthers in 2011, and the Broncos take Cam Newton at 2. Ooh. So there's another what if. So instead of Cam Newton going number 1 overall, you got Von Miller going number 1, and then Cam Newton comes to the Broncos.
Imagine.
Well, obviously, Peyton Manning in this scenario, we're gonna pretend we're not there. This is a good transition though.
Wow.
So Peyton Manning is not on the table now. Peyton Manning is not on the table. The domino effect being like we don't have, the whole Tebow era, which is kind of crazy because that first year he did take them to the
playoffs.
To the playoffs. Yep. The whole Tebow to DT in overtime against the Steelers. First play of overtime, actually. So they don't have any faith in Tebow. Tebow is now setting back seat to Cam Newton after Cam Newton set back seat to him in college because they both were on that Florida team together. Wow, crazy. But with that, Carolina Panthers get an elite edge rusher. their defense is looking scary. They still got Thomas Davis. They've got Kuechly. I don't think he's drafted this. I don't think he. Yeah, maybe he was drafted in the same year. I really need to look up all these draft. He might have been the year after, but obviously now the Panthers don't get a franchise quarterback, which the franchise quarterback lasted 5 or 6 years. But man, does Cam Newton become Superman for the Broncos? He goes in there and has a lot of really good weapons. He's got Eric Decker. He's got Demaryius Thomas. He's got a good running game. No Sean Moreno, Monty Ball, tight end, and Julius Thomas. The defense is still pretty good without Von Miller. You've got Elvis Dumerville. You've got Champ on one side. The linebackers are still pretty good. Do the Broncos still win a Super Bowl in a 10-year time frame? You think they win? Oh man. Okay, so you think they win more Super Bowls with Cam Newton than they do with Peyton Manning? Really?
Cam Newton took the Carolina Panthers to a Super Bowl. A worse team. A worse team.
I don't know if it's a worse team.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I guess, and that's another thing too. Does John Fox? Wow, there's just so many things. Okay, so really quick.
Now I think the Carolina coach was good. He was good at the time. What's his name?
My gosh,
he got cancer and then went to the Redskins. Mike Rivera. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was really, really good. I think his scheme fit Cam Newton very well. But man, dude, tell me that a young MVP Cam Newton
with better receivers,
does
still a good defense
and can run the freaking football and is an absolute animal. You can't tell me that he is not winning more Super Bowls than an older Peyton Manning who threw for 100 yards
Peyton Manning
in the Super Bowl that they won.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, Peyton Manning broke every single record, though. Like, his second year with the Broncos took him to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we got blown out by the Seattle Seahawks, but my only thing is I think Newton fits John Fox's system better. So I don't think you see John Fox leaving the Broncos and them getting Gary Kubiak. Because, I mean, it was essentially they're running Manning's system. It wasn't Kubiak's system. It was Manning's system.
Kind of like the Bucs with Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yep. Coming in there, I'm going to do my thing, and we're going to win Super Bowl. So that's how it's going to be. Okay, lead the way. But yeah, no, that is super interesting. But
I loved Cam in the 6 years that he was with.
Yeah, I mean, let us know in the comments. If you think Cam Newton would bring more Super Bowls to Denver than Peyton Manning would.
And here's another thing too. I don't think that he gets hurt.
The Broncos did have a pretty decent offensive line.
Because he's only going to run when
because
they may have designed run plays kind of like what they do with Josh Allen a little bit.
Yeah,
but man, dude,
that Broncos offensive line was. They had Luis Vazquez. They had Ryan Clady, which was a phenomenal left tackle.
Dude, I think that's a dynasty, a potential dynasty.
Wow, that's crazy. That might be a hot take, but
you think so?
It's kind of a hot take, yeah. There's a few of these I want to skip here just because for time's sake. Well, he was good. He's fun to use on Madden, that's for sure. Okay, let's skip this one. Let's go on to the section here.
He was on Madden.
He was, dude. Him and the read option with him and
it's like a Josh Allen.
Jonathan Stewart was insane. Okay, and Ted Ginn, because Ted Ginn was fast. But what if Aaron Rodgers was traded or started earlier somewhere else? So say that Aaron Rodgers doesn't sit behind Favre for 3 years, goes somewhere and starts immediately. So
depends where he goes.
Oh, it was a 2005 draft. Let's just say, who was the first quarterback taken in that draft? Say he goes to the Steelers. So say he goes to let's not say the Steelers. Let's because you had there's a lot of good quarterbacks in that draft. Wasn't Eli in that draft as well?
I don't know, dude. That's a long time ago.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna play this one here. I don't think Eli was in that draft, by the way. Say that he goes, because number 24 was Aaron Rodgers. Wasn't Big Ben in this draft? Wow, I could have swore he was. I'm an idiot, I guess. Okay. Say he goes first overall to the San Francisco 49ers instead of Alex Smith. Yeah. So say that Aaron Rodgers gets drafted by San Francisco. He doesn't get to set 3 years behind Favre. It's going to probably hinder his development a little bit. He's not going to get to learn from, another gunslinger. Does he win a Super Bowl? Does he go in and have an instant impact for the 49ers? Because Alex Smith,
I think I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan by any means.
No, me neither.
I think he is uber talented. Definitely one of the best throwers of the football that we've ever seen. And I think that he wins a Super Bowl wherever he would have went if he got drafted by them. I think he wins at least one. I don't know how many he actually wins because he kind of gets careless with the football, especially when he was younger and really threw the football. I think he kind of made some poor decisions when he was with the Packers throwing the football, in my opinion.
I don't think he ever. There was that one he had. I don't know how many passes without an interception. I would love to know his touchdown. I think he is. I would love to know Aaron Rodgers' touchdown to interception ratio because I think it's very low.
You think so?
As far as
you definitely probably know more than me, but I think that he just. I don't know. Just watching, especially like the chances that they did have when they were really, really good in his MVP seasons, they just didn't do anything, and he just, I don't know. I think he wins at least one with wherever he goes, but
yeah,
if he didn't win multiple with the teams that he had in the Green Bay when their teams won 14, 15 games, I don't know.
Yeah, you're definitely going to retract your statement after this. So. His first full year as a starter, 28 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, then goes 30-7, 28-11, 45-6, 39-8, 17-6, 38-5, 31-8, 40-7, 16-6, 25-2.
What's his playoff?
How many years was he in the playoffs?
No, what's his touchdown to interception ratio in the playoffs?
That I don't know. I don't have that up currently.
Because that's more important than regular season.
Well, if they're playing the 49ers, it's probably not very great because they always lost to the 49ers, it seemed like, in the playoffs. But, no, I think that – I don't know. It'd be really interesting. I think he's obviously a starter wherever he goes, especially going to the 49ers. I think he starts there. But is his career as long? Is he still playing into his early 40s? You don't have the – there's a new rivalry now. Now it's the NFC West rivalries. You don't have the NFC North rivalries. Okay. So, what's that?
His touchdown to interception ratio is 3.21 in the playoffs. He's got 45 touchdowns and 14 interceptions with a 98.1 passing rating.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. You're right.
That's not bad.
I guess just in the games that I can remember, he just didn't throw the football very well.
Does he choke in the playoffs? Absolutely. I feel like he chokes in the playoffs.
He just doesn't throw for very much. Like maybe he don't throw interceptions, but he just doesn't throw for very many yards.
No, he's a gunslinger, but I think he's very smart with the ball. He's mobile,
he throws
still
the
mobile.
Ball a lot. I guess if he isn't throwing an interception, he's throwing the ball away a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
one way of not throwing an interception. I guess just throwing the ball away.
Yeah,
which I think that should account for something.
No, for sure. Let's go two more here. I think we got time for two more. What if the 2007 Patriots went undefeated and won the Super Bowl? A perfect 19-0 season. So they were 16-0, but lost in the Super Bowl to the Giants. Obviously, a domino effect. Brady gets another ring. So does he have 8 rings after that? Because right now it seems like the Mannings are his kryptonite. Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning keeping him out in the AFC, and then when he gets to the Super Bowls, he's lost twice to Eli. So
how many teams have went completely undefeated?
That would be. They would be the only team.
They would have been considered the best football team of all time.
Yeah, they would have been the only team to do that, unless it's dated back. But yeah, they would have been probably cements them as potentially the greatest team ever for sure. I think that the Brady Belichick legacy probably skyrockets earlier than it already had. It was already really good together, but now you get another ring to add to the collection. Like I said, does it change anything else though? Does he have more or less rings? Because this was earlier, not earlier in his career, but it was his
I think
2007.
I think he just has 8 instead of 7.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
The dynasty narrative, whatever you want to call it. I think
let's be realistic though.
He
He should only have 6. So he'd had 7 instead of 6, or he'd had
the interception. You talking about the interception and the 28-3?
Yeah.
Well, the 28-3, they should. Really,
no. You should have 5 then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could go either way. It could really go either way for sure.
But I'm talking about the interception from Russell Wilson.
And then Eli Manning's only got the 1 ring, and then Eli Manning's. I mean, right now he's already in doubt to go into the Hall of Fame. That goes down even more with him not winning that Super Bowl. So, boy, you could just dive deep and deep and deep down this rabbit hole. But for the sake of time, I feel like we really can't. But yeah, I definitely think that it would cement them as probably the greatest team of all time, even with the Chiefs almost three-peating. And speaking of the Chiefs, we're going to go to the last one here. What if Tyreek Hill stayed with the Kansas City Chiefs instead of being traded to the Miami Dolphins?
Oh, dude, I think they're freaking good.
So here's the thing.
But they lose out. But when they didn't pay him, who did they pay?
Chris Jones.
Okay. Oh man.
So here's the thing.
That's gracious.
You still got that high-powered offense. The defense of Steve Spagnuolo is always usually pretty good.
Yeah, Chris Jones will be gone for sure.
But they used the draft capital to get Trent McDuffie, which really helped their defense. I mean, you're paying Hill money alongside Patrick Mahomes, alongside Travis Kelce, and then Chris Jones.
I don't think that they have to struggle in the wide receiver room like they've had.
They don't have all that. I think, even with all of the cap pressure and stuff, I don't think Chris Jones stays with the team. I think you still get Travis Kelce there. I think you still got Travis Kelce, and you got Tyreek Hill. And I think because of that, you see a Chiefs three-peat. I really do. I think you see a Chiefs three-peat. You keep them there.
Tyreek Hill's that good.
He is good. He's phenomenal. I think
he's that good.
You're going to get veterans that want to come play for your team. So Chris Jones leaves. Okay. Well, now they signed, a middle-of-the-road defensive tackle that plays up to the rest of the defense.
Because you're going to get a defender in there that's going to replace Jones. It's like,
let's just think.
Okay, I'm going to take $5 million less or $4 million less or whatever it is to win a Super Bowl. Why not?
Okay. So I don't know if I have. Let's just try to think of these because I'm not going to look it up. Okay, so he had Juju, Scantley, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney was there,
Toney,
Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, DeAndre Hopkins, a few others, whatever. None of those guys. DeAndre Hopkins. What was D-Hop there, or was he D-Hop not there?
No, Hollywood Brown came in because after
Hollywood Brown.
Why
did I think DeAndre Hopkins was okay?
DeAndre Hopkins was there, wasn't he? Or did he not go there?
I don't know. Needless to say, there's a lot of receivers who have went through the Kansas City Chiefs and haven't filled the void of Tyreek Hill. So I think that they definitely, continue to win the Super Bowls. They have the three-peat. Tyreek Hill probably never gets hurt. I don't know. That's hard to tell. At least not that crazy of an injury.
I think he definitely would have been. Oh man, he'd have been used worse than what he got used at Miami.
No, I think they had. I think they always had a plan on how to use him, but. I think to make a long story short, I think that the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs 3P, and then obviously I also think that the Dolphins have more draft capital. Obviously, I think it might hinder Tua's development a little bit because he can just toss the ball up and get it to Tyreek, and Tyreek's gonna go score. But I think you get more more draft capital to bring more guys in for, and they're not, and then
I
the
don't think we're
Dolphins
struggling
aren't
right
in.
now.
Yeah, they're not in the cap held that they are right now. So, yeah, boy, a lot of awesome what ifs. And like I said, if this was a 3-hour podcast, we could dive a lot more deeper into these, because I know there's so many things we're not talking about. And those of you guys that are watching, those of you guys that are listening, elaborate on these. Tell us some more domino effects we're missing. Those of you guys that want to dive into like the coaching staffs of these players, they want to dive into the roster these teams had. We definitely could have done that, but for time's sake, we did not. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think of these. If you have any other what ifs that you want to share with us, let us know for sure. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with our draft. All right, time to talk about a game changer for snack time, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. These aren't your average dry, dusty seeds. Nope, Smackin' takes flavor to the next level. Bigger, bolder, and straight up addicting. Whether you're chilling at the ball field, gaming with friends, or just need something to keep your hands busy, Smackin' has you covered. And the best part? No soggy seeds, no weak flavors, just pure Smackin' goodness in every handful. So if you're ready to upgrade your seed game, grab a bag of Smackin' Sunflower Seeds today and get ready to start smacking. Scan our QR code or click the link in our description to get 10% off your first order. All right, we are back here with our 2026 Breakout Draft. So we're drafting players we believe will have a breakout year. This can be rookies all the way to vets, any position. Casey, start us off. First player, who do you got? And I feel like you're probably going to take one of mine right off the bat here.
Luther Burden.
Yep, he was definitely on my list for sure. We've talked about him numerous times on this podcast. Definitely a player I think can come in and make a huge impact.
And people that throw shade on me saying I hating on the Bears and crapping on the Bears, you got hell of a team. And Luther Burden's going to break out and potentially take Rome Odunze's spot. So,
let's see, which way do I want to go with this? Because there's a lot of players I feel like you're not going to say, but I'm afraid you could take them, so I'm getting a little nervous. Oh, man. And we're not doing a snake, so this is back and forth here. I'm going to go. No, I'm scared. I really am scared. I'm going to go ahead and just take him because I really do think this player is gonna have a really good year and can break out. Bashal Tutin from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I don't know if
you had him on your list or not.
He was in my back. He was in my back pocket.
He's stepping into that starting role following Travis Etienne going to the Saints, which I'll be interested to see how that dynamic works out. But he was extremely effective as a rookie coming in, and there for a while he started over. I remember there was like a little rough patch where Etienne wasn't doing too good. Tutin comes in and looked really good. I actually have one of his rookie cards, and I actually got his rookie card because I figured he was gonna go off. I think he scored. I have it here. 7 touchdowns, and he was one of the fastest in that draft that year. So. I think he comes in and makes an immediate impact, and they really didn't do much to address the running back room, so I think they have full faith that he's going to come in and be really good for them. So, yeah, give me Tutin. I'm going to put Burden down for you. I'm going to write these down so I don't forget. Okay, your next one. Your next one.
I don't know which one I want to go. I think I'm just going to go with the most obvious here, and I only took Luther Burden because I knew you had him.
Yeah.
And I'm going Travis Hunter.
Yep. And I think we've talked about him before too.
And
solid pick, safe pick.
And they're talking. He's probably only going to play really one side of the ball this next year.
That's what they're saying.
I think their wide receiver core is good enough to where he don't have to play that side of the ball.
Yeah.
Even though I personally think that he is a better receiver than he is a corner.
Yeah.
I think that he is just that freaking good, and he's going to thrive if he stays healthy. And I think that finally the college, both sides of the ball, and then start of the season in the NFL just kind of took a toll, and finally it hit him. So I think if they keep him one side of the ball majority of the time, I think he's a stud. So yeah, I'm going Travis Hunter for sure.
Let's see. All right. Give me, and we have not talked about this player a lot, but we have talked about his counterpart. I'm going Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely.
I have him on my
really under the
Arsenal
radar signing by the New York Giants. They just lost Bellinger, and I really like Bellinger. I'm there for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot he left. I thought they had Bellinger and him, and I think Bellinger, I don't know where he went. Did he go to the Titans? I don't know. He went
I'm
somewhere.
not sure where he went.
But Isaiah Likely, I think, especially with Jackson Dart, got all the hype around Dart. They grabbed another receiver. Now, the whole Neighbors thing kind of scares me a little bit because they're not sure if Neighbors is going to be ready for week
they
one.
said they had a second problem with his first surgery or something like that.
Yeah,
like a second tear that they found or something.
Apparently, it's second surgeries.
He might not be ready for week one. So
yeah. So, but they did get Malachi Fields. We've been talking highly about Malachi Fields on here. You know, you get a new coach in there that I think is going to be able to scheme these guys open. You know, you look and see how good Mark Andrews played under Harbaugh. Now you get Isaiah Likely under Harbaugh. I liked Likely a lot. I thought that the Ravens were going to.
He played under him a little bit, so
yeah. I thought that they were going to get rid of.
Then he tore it up when.
Yeah, he did.
He tore it up when he was
Mark Andrews. I thought Andrews. I thought Andrews was. You know, they're just going to take Likely and be like, hey, Andrews, like, you know, we're going to save the money and keep Likely here, but. Yeah, I like Isaiah Likely. Like I said, if Jackson Dart continues to play like he did, get a good running game in there, which I think they will, I like Likely to have a good breakout year for him.
I like that. That. Okay, I'm going to go, since you took two of my alternates, I kind of want to put this one in here because you're kind of doing some sneaky players here.
Okay.
And I'm going, since they just got rid of this tight end, and I think that the Browns' offense is kind of revamping a little bit and kind of getting a little flashy, I'm going with Harold Fannin Jr.
Dang it, yeah, and he had a great year last year, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going Harold Fannin. I think that he shines.
The whole reason they got rid of, I think that's the reason why they got rid of Njoku. Yeah, they liked Fannin a lot.
Yeah,
Fannin looked good.
Yeah, so I'm going him. I think that he stands out this year.
Did he come from Bowling Green?
I'm not sure where he came from.
Come on, I gotta look it up. I think he came from Bowling Green. It could be, yeah, Bowling Green, Harold Fannin, Bowling Green. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I like that pick a lot. Okay. I have Tootin. I have Likely. I'm Likely Tootin. Okay, that was a stupid joke. Dad joke.
Clip that.
Yeah. Gosh dang it. I don't even know why I said that. I'm a father of 3. I love making dad jokes. Okay. Give me... I'm really going to surprise you with this next one here. Okay. This guy is... Some people would be like, yeah, he's already broke out. He broke out when he was a rookie. He has great years. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Give me Justin Herbert. Give me Justin Herbert.
That's vanilla, dude.
It may be, but
I think you have a crush on him.
He's in our division.
I think he's your favorite quarterback in the NFL.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
Say he's not. You talk about him all the time. Say he's not.
Herbert, Justin Herbert. This
Justin
is Caleb.
Herbert
I talk about Caleb Williams a lot.
Justin Herbert's got to be your favorite quarterback in the NFL.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so hear me out, Justin Herbert. You get Mike McDaniels in there. I think he's an offensive mastermind. I love Mike McDaniels. Former Broncos ball boy, whatever. Anyway, I think he comes over, and I really think he unlocks the offense. And it's an interesting dynamic because Harbaugh loves to run the ball. McDaniels, I think his intrusive thoughts kick in all the time. Like, I want to pass the ball. I think they're going to find the happy medium. You might see Herbert go for career highs in passing yards and touchdowns. I definitely think he's above 30 touchdowns this year. The running game, you've still got a solid running game as long as those guys are healthy. The defense always plays. Defense has played a lot better. Offensive line's going to come back, hopefully healthier this year. So you're going to get Slater back. You're going to get Alt back. And then you've got a few more pieces there on the interior. I just think he has, I don't know if you want to call it a breakout year, but a revamped year. I think you're going to see a new revamped Justin Herbert. And I'm going to get so much hate for this. They scare me more in the division than the Chiefs do. I said it. But yeah, I definitely think that the Chargers are going to be a team to watch out because they could very well win the division. And I'm saying that as a Broncos fan, and I really hope the Broncos win the division. But I also have to respect the other teams in the division. So Give me Justin Herbert.
I don't hate that pick, but it's
You hate it. You don't like it. I know you don't like it.
You're right. I don't like it because
Okay.
he's already a freaking stud. So
I gave my reasoning. That's it. Okay, go ahead.
You're
maybe kind of high. I should have saved. I should have saved
likely
it for last.
tootin'.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You got a good laugh out of it.
All right. All right. So I'm going. I'm going real breakout players here. So when you guys are voting on who has the better one, to pick me because I'm actually picking people who are going to break out.
Okay.
All right, I'm going Matthew Golden. I think
Dang it! Oh, I thought he'd really slide. Golly.
I'm going
Okay, I like
Matthew
it.
Golden. I'm going Matthew Golden. I think it's pretty obvious that he's going to break out or have the most potential probably out of any of these guys because you never know with Christian Watson. Christian Watson's also obviously the number one right now. But with how he gets hurt, I think that the reason they got rid of Romeo Dobbs and didn't re-sign him was because they think Matthew Golden is going to be that dude. So, yeah, I mean, he had an okay rookie season. Wasn't too crazy, wasn't too flashy, but he really didn't get that much of a chance until Christian Watson got hurt. And then even then, they really just weren't clicking on offense. I think that you give Love a full offseason really targeting Golden, and I think that we're going to see something good happen. I think that he has a very high potential of getting over 1,000 yards this season.
Okay, I'm gonna
If
go
he
ahead
stays healthy.
I don't think you're gonna take my last person here, so I can pander a little bit because I've just seen in previous. I'm gonna pander.
I'm gonna go.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, no idea.
Breaking
No,
out.
he could, but I'm gonna pander a little bit here to our Chicago community, and you said Luther Burden. I'm gonna say Colston Loveland because I've seen that in a lot of our comments.
How is it a break? How is it not a break? How is he a breakout?
How is he a breakout? I mean, he had a good year last year, but it wasn't like a breakout year by any means.
He had almost 1,000 yards, didn't he?
Colston Loveland stats. Okay, we're going to find out here.
Him and Tyler Warren were like...
He had 58 receptions, 713 yards, 6 touchdowns. Pretty good for a tight end.
Okay, he could break. You mean break out like it for like 1,000?
1,000 yards.
Okay,
1,000 yards, 10-plus touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah.
So give me Colston Loveland.
Give
me Colston Loveland because we already said Luther Burden, and I've been seeing a lot of people...
I guess I thought his numbers were a lot better.
Yeah, I still think Luther Burden's going to have a great year, but I have seen, especially with the abundance of tight ends they have, because they've got Colston Loveland, they've got Cole Kmet, they just got Sam Roush. Sam Roush probably more of an inline blocker, but now you've got a 3 tight end set you can bring out to really free up. Loveland's more of a slot receiver. He's, very dynamic as a tight end, but I think you're going to see an uptick in his production, especially with DJ Moore, like I said, being the number one receiver there last year. So give me Colston Loveland, pandering just a little bit, but I gotta bounce back after that Herbert pick, which apparently was terrible. But give me Loveland here because I don't think you're going to take my last guy.
Yeah. So I'm going this person. We know his potential already when he's healthy, and we know what he can be, and we've talked about this team. Feels like pretty much talked about this team every single segment. Got a new coach. Hopefully going to have all of his players healthy. Hopefully he stays healthy.
Here we go.
And they're going to be the funnest team to watch in football if they all stay healthy. And I'm going Jackson Dart.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I'm going
I thought you were saying
Jackson.
Ravens.
No, I'm going Jackson Dart.
Of course.
I think that he had 15 touchdowns and was hurt a lot of the season.
Yeah.
Only had 5 interceptions, so I think that dude, I don't know. He had 2,200 passing yards, and he only played in how many games did he play? Because he sat behind Russell Wilson for the first 4 weeks, and then he got hurt. The last couple? He had like a concussion protocol, so he had 2,200 yards and he didn't even scratch the surface. So I don't know. I really like Jackson Dart if he stays healthy, and I think Harbaugh kind of pulls the reins back a little bit on him and Scadaboo, I think that he's kind of like, hey, you know, let's do his betterment for the team. Let's kind of focus here. I love Jackson Dart as my fifth pick.
All right. Like I said, I don't think you're going to take my last guy here because it is a defensive player. I'm going Maxwell Hairston, the corner for the Bills. So they've got him and Christian Benford. I think he had a little bit of a knee injury last year. They had Tre'Davious White there. But production-wise, I think he had 2 interceptions, which is great. But I think with Jim Leonard coming in, like I said, former Broncos cornerbacks coach, I think with him coming in, helping out that secondary, I think you're going to see Harrison double his interception. I'm going to say maybe 4 interceptions this year from him. I think he's got really good ball skills. His anticipation's awesome. He's freaking fast, and especially with the void left by Tre'Davious White, which Tre'Davious White kind of on the back end of his career, whatever. And then Christian Benford, I think he's going to be the best corner on that defense. And I mean, he just looks. I mean, he looks the part. He definitely looks like an NFL corner, and just from the stuff that I seen from him last year, when he did play, he looks very promising. So I think he is going to be.
So was he a backup?
He was a rotational guy last year, and then like I said, he got a knee injury. I don't know when, and I don't know how much that impacted him.
That name doesn't sound. That name really doesn't sound very familiar to me.
So he had a preseason knee injury. So how many games was he out for? He missed a total of 9 games.
Okay, I was gonna say I did not hear his name very much. So
So as long as he stays healthy, he was out the first 6 games and the last 3 games. So really, he only played. So that's 6, 9. He only played roughly half the season, and in half the season he had 2 interceptions. Like I said, watching him play, he's got the ball skills. Like I said, I don't think he was a backup. Like I said, I think he was starting when he was in, and then he got hurt. But it's still him and Christian Benford, which I think he's better than Benford. But I want to pick a defensive player, and I think that he is probably going to be the anchor of that defense as long as he stays healthy. So give me Hairston. Okay, your last one.
I already had my 5, bud. I started.
Who'd I miss? Burden.
I went Burden, Hunter, Harold Fannin, Matthew Golden, and Jackson Dart.
Golden, that's right. I forgot to put Golden in there. I forgot you stole. I was so upset you took Golden. I didn't write him down. Golden.
I got a pretty solid 5. I'm not gonna lie.
You do have a solid 5. I'm intrigued. I always say I'm gonna get these out and post them, but I'm actually gonna post this one. So we're gonna see.
Notes.
I know you don't.
For not taking notes. Look at this. I take notes.
Yeah, I see that on there. Yeah,
I got a half a page, and you probably got like 3 pages worth of stuff on a doc.
2 pages.
Anyway, you probably got what their nutrition is and everything.
No, not that many notes. Okay, so to wrap up that, I got Tootin, Likely, Herbert, Loveland, Harrison. You got Burden, Hunter, Fannin, Golden, and Dart. So, yes, I will try to make a graphic of this, get it posted out to see who wins. I always say I'm going to do this, and I never do. But we're over an hour right now. After editing, we'll probably be right at an hour. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.